Alright, so where I am at. Well, what did I do? I seamed all this here with the putty, and I sanded this down. It looks okay, but primer really reveals quite a bit. So I think at this point I'll probably end up doing some light sanding over the primer and getting it to kind of fill in a bit more, and then maybe priming it again. But I don't think I'm going to go nuts trying to make it perfect. I did get the top glued on. I did glue tape in a bunch of windows, so they're on there. The important thing is those can't be removed until final paint, really, because there'd be no way to, so those all have to stay on there through the next priming process, and then until I get a final color on it, and then I can finally pull those off, because if I do it beforehand I'll have to individually go back and retape all the windows. And I didn't get them perfect, this and that, I just kind of blocked them off with some squares, and then I'll go back in later and maybe scrape up some area and square them off if they don't look terrible, but we'll see. This is all new for me, is trying to, the K7 is very lighting friendly. The fact that it has the clear plastic images and it has a lot of space for wires and stuff, so this is definitely a first for me. I also glued the bottom piece on, and I got that nice and solid, and I got it aligned properly, so that's good. And then each one of the pylons, you notice now I only have one wire. What I did is inside I glued these, and I have to get rid of these seams as well. But what I did is I hooked my negative is now this brass piece. So when I connect these inside into there, I'll just tag onto that for all the negatives there. And it gives me a point there I can just tag all the, because the brass actually solders really easily. So I can just tag all the negatives right onto that. So at this point, the only thing I'm going to do is really, I'm going to sand this up again. And I'm not going to go crazy, because I think it really probably will make me crazy trying to make it perfect, and you know, I don't think there's any need for that. These seams, I mean, if you look at the seams here, I don't know if you can see them, it's hard to see maybe, but if you look at the seams on that, I mean, they're just horrendous. So I mean, they're just really bad. You gotta get rid of them. The parts don't fit together very well. Got a lot of flash in the plastic. So that's kind of what I got going on there. I don't know how much you can see that, but in this area here where I filled it, you can see, you know, in the right kind of light, and then around it you can see too. And I'm not wicked pleased, but you know, that's the first initial. I put it on there and I got it shaped, so now I can go back and kind of smooth it over and let the primer do its job and fill, and then maybe prime it again, and then maybe do it once or twice more. But I'm not gonna go nuts with that. I don't believe that's necessary, but it's starting to shape up. My next thing will be to do the same with these, and kind of go from there. That's kind of the next bit of project work that needs to happen, is seeing these up. One thing I did do is have file here, and the file kind of helps to, you know, smooth you get some of the high areas down, instead of, takes away from some of the sanding time. You know, just by doing that, I can get that large seam off of there. You don't want to flatten it out because it's round, but you know, just like that, I got most of that seam right off of there. It's a little smoother, and I can just go back and the file helps. It's a little aggressive, but you go back over it with the sandpaper and you'll have a nice smooth area. And that really helps knock down the high spots. So got to do that to everywhere. The seams, the fit is horrible. It's, I don't know why it's so bad, but one thing I will have to do is I'll have to tape up this LED very cautiously on the end here. These blinking indicators, whatever. And that's about it. That's about the extent of my progress for the time being. So check back, and I should have some more progress and updates.